Hello, beautiful people. Hello, Facebook. How are you today? It's good to see you live again. And it's gonna be a short live today because I'm doing that as a follow up to what I previously talked about, which is the shift of consciousness be from time to timeless or beyond time. And I was asked a question to describe what exactly it means to be beyond time, or to be timeless, or to be now. So I'm gonna give you some um guidance, which is really based on my own experience. So what happens in this state? Why it's different state from what we are used to? So that's what I'm going to talk about, what exactly it means practically, because I'm always talking about really practical things. So, because that's what it matters. And I'm going to talk about what it means to be beyond time, or what it means when your consciousness is at the state of master consciousness or the supreme consciousness, which is beyond time or timeless or simply now. All mean the same thing. Okay, and if that's the first time that you see me live or you find this video on a replay, my name is Natalia. I am an inner mastery and consciousness mentor. And if you happen to catch me live, let me know who you are. You can say hi. You can tell who you are and where you're from. And if you happen to see this video on a replay, please hashtag replay and let me know you watched it, and let me know if you have any questions or comments or something that you want me to clarify for you. So what does that mean when I'm talking about to be beyond time or to be timeless? The dimension of consciousness. Now, the first and the foremost, you need to understand that the difference between awareness and consciousness. I know there are many teachers who use these terms to mean the same thing, but to convey what I'm going to convey to you today, I will make a distinction for you so it's easier for you to understand what I'm talking about. So the awareness is the awareness of the senses, the sensory perceptions. So how you see the world, how you interact with the world, the experiences that you go through, the sensory objects that you see. All of that is awareness. Being aware of that is awareness. And all that awareness, which is all of the senses, is all based on the past memory. So the way that it works is you go through life, you gather your experiences, and it all is stored in your system. And then when you perceive something, then that memory is is overlaid on what you are perceiving. Yeah. So this is what means to live in time. So the dimension of time is based on the past memory. It's very important that you understand. So what is the difference? The difference is when you live in the dimension of awareness or in the dimension of past memory, you are using your mind. And what does it mean to use your mind? You are using your past memory. So, and that is the problem where um, which vast majority of the population has. They cannot stop thinking. And why they cannot stop thinking? Because they're living in that dimension of past memory, and they continue recycle that past memory. So essentially, with the vast majority of people, what happens is they are not being themselves because they are always in that cycle of past memory. That is like a wheel that is spinning around and around and around and around. And that past memory uh, consists of your emotional memory, which is all subconscious, and your intellectual memory, so which is the upper crust of your memory. So your beliefs, your concepts, your ideas, whatever you think, all of that. And all of that is just keeping you at a certain dimension of reality. Yeah, and we can call it the dimension of awareness. The dimension of awareness meaning the dimension of the awareness of the senses, a sensory perception. So, what do I mean of expansion of consciousness and the shift in consciousness that happens is when you start going beyond the grip of time and past in you. And when you start to be in the present moment. So you go beyond your mind, you go beyond your emotions, you go beyond your past memory. What does it happen practically? So practically what happens is that you, the traffic of thoughts is reduced. Now you only need to think only if you are in the dimension of time. Please check it for yourself. You only need to think when you are in the dimension of time, because all you are thinking about is going to be related to the time. You are going to think about the past or you are going to think about the future. You cannot think now. So when your consciousness starts to expand from time, from the dimension of time, into the dimension beyond time, you will see that the compulsive mental and emotional activity is going to be reduced. So, if you are still emotional and if you still think, that is the sign that you are still in the dimension of time. Because in the dimension beyond time, there is no thought and there is no emotion. And I know that can be maybe too much for some of you, but there is no emotion in the dimension beyond time or in the dimension of now. Now check it. Check it now for yourself while you are listening to me. Check it. Are you emotional now? Well, if you had an argument 15 minutes ago with someone, that may still be in you, but if you had an argument 15 minutes ago with someone, that means that you are still carrying the past and overlaying it into the present moment. So you are not being now, which is why all the emotions are the past, the living substance of your past. Please check it in your own experience. Next time you are emotional, it's all coming from the past. You cannot be emotional when you are in the dimension beyond time. And wherever you are emotional, then you are carrying the past. So those two things, the shift that is happening between the dimension from time to timeless. So first, the massive, and I'm talking about massive reduction of thoughts and emotions until they eventually disappear. So these are two main signs. And I know there are so many teachers out there that speak about spiritual stuff, that speak about the soul, that are teaching others, and they're still thinking, they're still emotional. And well, there is nothing that we can do about that, but just to understand, if someone is teaching you to go to the dimension beyond time and someone is having nervous breakdown, you know that they are still not quite beyond time yet. They're still in the process, and that's all fine. We all go through the process. It's just to give you some guidance as to where you are and what shift is there that you can make, and it's going to happen for you. So no thoughts eventually, very few thoughts. Now I'm talking from my own experience. I don't have thoughts very rarely. It doesn't mean that I can't think. I think sometimes, but very rarely. Most of the times, there is no need to think. You just look and see things straight. You enter the room. Do you think about where the door is? Well, just answer. Answer straight. Very simple question. You enter the room and you look at the room. You don't need to think about the room. And you don't need to think about where the door is. You see straight. You see the room, you see where the door is. So this is the life in the dimension beyond time. You look straight and you see the door. As simple as that, no thinking needed. And when it comes to practical matters, it's exactly the same. Yeah, it comes, let's take a simple example of your business. Yeah, you see what is needed, you look into that, you see what is needed, and you do what is needed. Sometimes you don't see what is needed, and that can happen as well. So what you do nothing, you wait, and then again, after some time, you see what is needed and see if you can see if the answer is revealed to you. So that's how things are in the dimension beyond time. So emotions, no need for emotions. Now, this is something that you need to understand, that your sensory state, your natural sensory state is always joy, is always peace, contentment, bliss, love. But all of that, they are not emotions. It's very important that you make the distinction between the emotions and the sensory perception, sensory state. Because emotions, all the emotions are the past. And peace, love, joy, whatever is happening in you when you shift into the dimension beyond time, these are not the emotions. These are the sensory perceptions, sensory states, sensory feelings, which is why they don't come and go, because emotions change. So I don't have any emotions in me. Now, am I a stone? No, I'm not a stone. And maybe occasionally, if you come and maybe something happens, I hurt my arm or my leg, I may cry, or I may even get angry, but that anger is immediate. It's not coming from the past. It's not coming from the subconscious. It's immediate. It's coming and it's going. I'm not carrying anger 15 minutes ago. That doesn't happen. So those two things. So the main things that are happening reduction, and eventually no thoughts and no emotions. Now, another thing which you can check for yourself what is happening is transformation of your sexuality. Now, sexuality, let me explain what I mean by that. The sex energy is a natural phenomenon. Yeah, it's something that is designed for us by nature. Now, sexuality is not natural. Sexuality is the use of this energy by your mind and emotions. So sexuality is abnormal. And when you shift in the dimension beyond time or timeless, your sexuality transforms. And if it has not transformed yet, you still have not crossed the line where your consciousness expands to the degree that it shifts into a different dimension of reality. You are still in time. Now, energetically, how it happens? Well, your sex center, the natural flow of sex energy through the sex center is downward flow of energy. So if your energy flows through your sex center, that means you are still in the lower energy centers. And the dimension beyond time, your energy starts flowing through upper energy centers. So here, from here to upward here. So if you're still here, you're still in the dimension of time. You need to understand if your sexuality has not transformed yet, you're still in time. And this is one of the things not many people or not many teachers are talking about, that the fundamental shift happens actually when your sexuality transforms. Now, I don't mean that you need to become celibate. It's not what I mean by that. What I mean is that sexual energy starts flowing through your higher energy centers. That's how you enter into a different dimension of reality. Now, when sexuality transforms, your quality of energy changes. And that's when the quality of your energy shifts from the sexuality, which is all mental and emotional, into more refined energy. And that is called love, for example. Yeah. So you will not feel that love. Now, people come to me and say, well, we feel love from you. And that what it means, that they're sensitive enough to experience my energy as love. But I don't feel love in me because that's my normal state. The energy, the feeling, the energy is so refined, it's so subtle that it becomes love. But you would not necessarily feel that as love. You would just feel as a pleasant light sensation, but the other will experience love from you. Now so these are the three key for you to see where you are. So first, no thoughts. Second, no emotions, or the reduced amount of thoughts and emotion. And then finally, no sexuality. And when there is no sexuality, you are pure love. And you can, of course, it doesn't mean that as I said, that you have to be single, or you are not making love. You can make love, but that is a totally different love making from what you do when you are in your sexuality. So once these three things happen, what happens? So what is the state? Well, I will share with you what is my state, normal state. I'm just now. What does it mean now? Just now. No thoughts, no emotions, no sexuality. Emptied. Now. Simply now. And that is continuous state. Uninterrupted continuous state. Uninterrupted daily living reality. Now, 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 now. No thinking, unless it's needed, of course. And how do you live? You live perfectly. You do what you do, and you do things better because you are not losing your energy, you are not wasting time on doing irrelevant things. You are not wasting a lot of emotional energy worrying about things. No? And only when you cross from time to timeless now, so you stay now, this is when you enter a different dimension of reality. So the door to expanded state of consciousness is now. But now is not now when you are filled with thoughts and emotions and sexuality. This is not now. This is just the awareness level, the awareness of the senses. So what we call now, the true now, is being emptied, going deeper inward. When your consciousness is so refined and so fast that it's just unmoving. This is the best word that I can tell you. The consciousness is unmoving. Wherever there is movement inside you, there is still time moving in you. Yeah? So I hope I gave you some guidance on that, and that's all based on my living experience, something that I went through. So I know how it feels in the different stages, and you need to hear ultimately about the stage that is possible for you, because when you are in the dimension of time, sometimes you can get glimpses, you can get connected to the source or God, whatever you want to call it, so you can get into that state, but you cannot stay there. And this is the work essentially that we do. So the work that is done is to shift from the dimension of time to timeless dimension and embody it. See, the dimension beyond time or timeless is the dimension out of existence. And you, as a creature with the body, have both dimensions in you. You have the dimension which is out of existence, and of course, because you have a body and you are in existence, as long as you have a body, you are in existence. So two dimensions, we have to make them one. And that is the work that we do, to bring the dimension out of existence in existence. So you are an embodied and integrated whole human being, a God, if you want to use this word, in male or female form, which is what you truly are. So if you are a leader, conscious, visionary, heart-centered leader, who is looking to be an embodiment of your highest potential, who has a longing to know the depths of yourself, to have that state of wholeness, fulfillment within, and to be a vehicle of the source so you could serve others, send me a message. I would love to meet you and have a chat with you about that. Thank you so much for being with me today. I hope this talk gave you some clarity. I know you may still have questions, and you're more than welcome to comment below and let me know. And if it's not sufficiently clear, I may clarify that for you in a different life. So thank you so much once again. If you find this video on a replay and you find it on my YouTube channel, please subscribe for more content like this, and feel free to share it with those who may benefit from listening to what I have to say. Thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Thank you.